Hey guys, welcome back for Mike Fitzpatrick's market update. I wanted to get it to you before we go away this weekend. Real quick, nothing major. We're going to go over 4 topics today. We're going to go over the real estate market. We're going to go over what we think the Fed is going to do. Researching products. I've been hearing this and seeing this online about HELOCs, reverse mortgages. I'm going to have an answer for you. And then I'm going to give you an update on what's happened since August 17th with the new buyer agency and stuff like that. All right, so to start off with the market update, I don't care what anybody's saying. This is a normal market, okay? We were in a lull. Real estate has 4 lulls throughout the year. And one of them happens to be the middle of August to probably about the first, maybe second week of September. And then it starts to go right back into a normal market, okay? And that's going to lead us into the next one with the Fed rate. But the real estate market's healthy. It's starting to get busier. I've been seeing numbers not only in my area but nationwide. Inventory is definitely going up. Prices are going down. Now, a lot of you are probably going to see, hey, Mike, days on market, properties are sitting longer. No, these are properties that have not been priced right, that are priced too high. They're doing price drops and they're coming down, which is normal. We always have a good influx of days on market right after coming out of that lull. So it's normal, and you're going to see a lot of price drops coming in September. So I'm not saying, hey, there's going to be some great deals. This is a tool for an agent to price your property accordingly, and you're going to get more than what you were asking for. Let me give you a perfect example. A client of mine wanted to list their house at $350. I told them that we shouldn't do that. We should list it somewhere probably in the $320 range, $319. They agreed. Not only did we get multiple offers within 4 days, but we got $362, no contingencies. If I would have priced that property at $350, I wouldn't get half the amount of people that went through. So the real estate market's fine. The problem is that we have an abundance of real estate agents that are licensed right now. I know in 2022, 2023, everybody got into the real estate market. So we had more licensees than we ever had before. Now, I'm hoping a lot of people got out, but this should be a key for you to interview your agent. Make sure you interview the right way. If you don't know the questions to ask, just respond to this. I'll send them over to you. All right, the second part is the Fed rate. So remember how I was telling you we go into a lull from the August 15th to about somewhere in the middle of September? Well, this is where the Fed gets together and they're like, okay, do we need to lower the Fed rate to get these people off the fence and to buy houses? And it's common because when we have these lulls, the government is always watching. They want to make sure they're making money. They also want to make sure that the economy is good and stuff like that. They want to protect our industry, which they should. So, and just to give you a little bit background, if the Fed lowers their rate, if the normal rate is anywhere between 5.9 to about 7.2, and they lower it, their Fed rate, so they want the rates to go below 5.8, that means they see something. Whether it's a small recession, the big recession, or the 2.5 when we had coronavirus. They wanted to keep the economy going on. Now, if the rate is going past 7.2, that means the Fed is compensating. They want to they need to collect some of that money that they've lost. So if it goes past 7.2, collection. If it goes below 5.8, they see something coming, whether it's minor or major. In my past market update, I mentioned that they might be thinking about lowering the rate, which is normal. However, the numbers are saying something different. We've been seeing this nationwide. We've been seeing more applications taken for resales, refinances. We've been seeing more properties go under contract. We've been seeing strong appraisal prices. So the Fed might not lower the rate, okay? So don't wait. Continue looking right now. Third thing, one thing I do is I hate social media. I hate because it gives people a huge platform to do nothing but bitch. Everybody's an expert. I am not an expert in anything. All I can tell you is what I research. I do talk to the experts. So there's a lot of bashing on some of these real estate and mortgage products out there. Look, how can I best explain this? Sometimes it's good for you, sometimes it's not. You just have to figure out what product is good for you. So the two most recent ones that I've seen so far were reverse mortgages and HELOCs. Look, they may not be for you, okay? What I'm telling you from this session right here, the only thing I'm telling you is reach out to the experts, okay, when it comes to mortgages. So if I want information about a mortgage, I'm not calling a real estate agent. I'm not calling an attorney. I'm calling a mortgage broker. I'm calling a mortgage lender. I'm calling someone who does this 24/7, okay? Same thing with any other products that are out there. Ask somebody in that field. Now, it's okay to get somebody's opinion. Get 50 people's opinion, but don't take it like it's etched in stone. You want to take the expert's opinion a little bit more stronger than you want to with the opinions, because everybody has an opinion. Everyone does. All right, so the fourth thing I want to go over today is the update from August 17th. Now, if you don't know what happened on August 17th, this actually started last year in Missouri. I want to say it nicely. Let's just call them idiots. How they were running their contracts. They weren't disclosing certain things. So these people were sued, and they should have been sued. However, they weren't disclosing certain things in their listing contract. Now, if you have been following this, you're going to notice that New Jersey and Pennsylvania were not named in any lawsuits. Oh, you know why? Because we did everything the right way. We were disclosing everything. But because of what happened nationwide with NAR, it's the National Association of Realtors, all the MLSs, everybody was hit with the lawsuit. So we had to come up with an agreement. We are doing disclosures. Each state is going to be different. But the traditional way of selling a house from the 70s all the way up to 2 years ago, if a seller wanted to sell their house, they call an agent. They come out there, they negotiate the commission, they can negotiate the sales price, they negotiate the steps on how they're going to get the settlement, okay? Within Pennsylvania and New Jersey's contracts, it is fully disclosed that whatever commission we take in, a portion of that goes to the buyer's agent. We want to work with the buyer's agent. That is a tool, just like a for sale sign, just like showing desk, showing time, you know, stuff like that. That's a tool for us because they have a qualified buyer. We want them. Another thing we don't want is dual agency. Even though it's legal in both states, you can do it. How can I fully represent the buyer and get them their best price and still represent the seller getting them their highest price? Can't do it. And then you have personal information. This is why the buyer needs representation. So going forward in your buyer agency contract, you're going to see that your agent is now going to tell you that you have to sign a buyer agency before you can even show one house. They have to do this. If not, they're going to get fined. But does that mean I'm locked into those contracts? Absolutely not. You have full control of those contracts. You can negotiate your commission. You can say, hey, look, if I'm being charged a commission, I don't think you're worth 3% yet. You may be worth 2.5%. You may be worth 2%. So it all depends on the value that agent gives you and the questions that you're asking them. Another thing you can negotiate too, it's like, hey, I don't know you. Can we do this just for 1 day? Sure you can. You can do it for 1 day, 1 year, 6 months, 6 weeks. Well, Mike, I'm talking to other agents. How about can I just sign an agency just for this property? Sure you can. There's a spot where the agent can list the properties that they showed you, and that agent will be protected under that property. But please, you know, honor the contract. If you do happen to go under contract, just make sure it's with the right agent. So how are we now getting the commission to the buyer? All right, to the buyer's agent. So if you're familiar with buying a home in the 80s, 90s, 2000, you're familiar with Seller's Assist. Okay, so FHA, you were allowed up to 6%. Conventional, you were allowed up to 3%. Well, they changed all that to help everybody out. So what they're doing is the agent's still coming out to your house to list your house. They're going to charge you the commission, 5, 6, 7%, whatever it is. And then you're going to agree, and they're going to show you, and it's like, okay, we're going to offer the buyer a concession of some of this commission that I'm collecting that you're going to pay. So I'm only going to charge you 2.5. 2.5 is going to go as a buyer's concession to the buyer. And that buyer is now being charged by that agent to pay for their commission. Whereas the old days, which there was nothing wrong with our contracts, we were charging 5%, 6%, 7% commission. We were splitting half, and they was going over there. So that's my thought. But yes, don't be leery about signing any buyer agency contracts. That you're supposed to do that. But you have the full right of limitation, whether it's properties, time frame, and commission. All right, any questions, give us a call back, 267-549-2505.